He didn't cry on the pitch. He didn't wave goodbye. He just walked away. And the world stood still. This is the story of a boy who became the king of football and left the game without even saying the words. Let's start from the beginning. Lionel Messi was born in a small town called Rosario in Argentina. He was a quiet boy, shy, always holding a football. But there was a problem. His body wasn't growing. At just 11 years old, doctors told him he had a disease called a growth hormone deficiency. Without treatment, he would never grow taller. He needed daily injections, and they were expensive. His family couldn't afford it. His father worked at a factory, his mother cleaned houses. They tried everything, but it wasn't enough. Messi started playing at a local club. Everyone saw his talent. He was faster, smarter, and had more control than boys twice his size. But when they heard about his condition, clubs backed away. No thanks, they said. He's too small. But one team decided to take a chance. At the age of 13, Messi got an offer from FC Barcelona in Spain. They said, "We'll pay for his treatment. We'll train him. We'll give him a home." It was the biggest decision of his life. He packed his bags and flew to Spain with his father. He left behind his friends, his mother, and everything he knew, just for a chance. Imagine that. A kid alone in a new country chasing a dream. At Barcelona's academy, Messi didn't talk much. But when he played, coaches were shocked. He didn't just play football, he danced with the ball. He was small, yes, but no one could catch him. His feet moved faster than eyes could follow. His passes cut through defenders like a knife. By age 17, he played his first match for the senior team. Just 2 years later, he was scoring goals like a machine. From 2008 to 2012, Messi became unstoppable. He scored over 90 goals in 1 year. That's more than most players score in their whole career. He won every trophy you can imagine. La Liga, Champions League, Ballon d'Or, 7 times. He made defenders look like statues. He made fans cry with joy. But here's what made Messi different. He didn't boast, he didn't fight, he didn't show off. He stayed humble, quiet, focused. While other stars partied or made drama, Messi just played football, that's all. Yes, Ronaldo had muscles, speed, and swag. But Messi had magic. The world kept asking who's better, but Messi never answered. He didn't care about arguments, he only cared about the ball. From Africa to Asia, from Europe to South America, kids wore Messi shirts. His name was everywhere. Even people who didn't watch football knew Messi. He became more than a player, he became a symbol of hope, of hard work, of rising even when life says, you can't. But while the world was cheering, something was changing inside Messi. He was growing older, not just in age, but in heart. He started thinking about family, about peace, about what's next. Because when you give everything to the game, at some point you begin to wonder, what happens after the final whistle? Lionel Messi was winning trophies, breaking records, and making fans cheer across the globe. But behind the scenes, things weren't so perfect. He wasn't just carrying a football team. He was carrying the weight of a country and the dreams of millions. While Messi was a hero at Barcelona, things were different when he played for Argentina. No matter how hard he tried, the trophies didn't come. He lost the 2014 World Cup final. Then he lost 2 Copa America finals, one in 2015, one in 2016. The fans were angry. The media attacked him. Messi is not a real Argentine. Messi doesn't have passion. They forgot the boy who left home at 13. They forgot the pain he carried, and that broke him. After the 2016 final, Messi sat alone, crying. Then he said something shocking. "I'm done. I quit playing for Argentina." Millions of fans begged him to come back. Kids cried. Streets filled with posters that said, "Messi, please don't go." Even the president of Argentina asked him to return. And after some time, he did. But something inside him had changed. He still played, still scored, still smiled, but a part of his heart stayed quiet. Back at his club, things were also falling apart. Barcelona, the club he gave everything to, was slowly dying from the inside. They spent too much money. They made bad choices. They signed expensive players who didn't fit. And then came COVID-19. The club lost millions. Sponsors pulled out. Stadiums stayed empty. Messi stayed loyal, but behind the loyalty was confusion. He started asking questions, hard ones. Where is the club going? Why are they wasting money? In 2020, Messi shocked the world again. He said, "I want to leave Barcelona." Blocked from leaving Barcelona said no. They refused. Messi didn't fight in court. He didn't scream at the media. He stayed silent and played one more season. But his heart was heavy. In 2021, his contract was ending. Everyone thought he'd resign. He even agreed to take half salary just to stay. But something horrible happened. Barcelona couldn't afford to register Messi due to La Liga's salary rules. Imagine that. The greatest player in the club's history couldn't stay. Not because he wanted to leave, but because the club failed him. In a press conference, Messi stood with tears in his eyes. He tried to speak, but the words stopped. I did everything. I did everything I could. The room was silent. The world was heartbroken. Messi was no longer a Barcelona player. It was a club full of stars, Neymar, Mbappe, but for Messi, it never felt like home. He scored goals. He won League One. But the fans didn't love him like Barcelona did. They even booed him after Champions League losses. Booed Messi, the quiet king, the loyal soldier, disrespected by his own fans. But Messi didn't complain. He stayed silent. During this time, Messi started talking more about family. He was seen spending more time with his wife and kids. He visited his hometown. He smiled more off the pitch and less on it. His focus was changing. His eyes told a different story. And then, redemption. In 2022, he returned to the world stage. One last time, the Qatar World Cup. Everyone knew it was his final shot, and he did it. He led Argentina to victory. He scored in the final. He lifted the trophy. Finally, the world called him the GOAT, greatest of all time. But after that, he didn't scream. He didn't shout. He didn't say, I'm done. He just smiled and slowly stepped into the shadows. After winning the World Cup in 2022, Messi had done it all. He had broken every record, carried two teams for decades, won every major trophy in football. He had nothing left to prove. So, what next? Everyone expected a big move. Maybe back to Barcelona, maybe Saudi Arabia for millions. But Messi shocked everyone again. He chose Inter Miami, a small club in the United States. Not Europe, not Argentina, not a football capital. Just a quiet city with sun, palm trees, and peace. Saudi clubs offered him $400 million per year, the biggest deal in football history. But Messi said no. He didn't chase the cash. He chased happiness. He wanted a life without stress, a life with family, a life where the spotlight didn't follow him everywhere. That's when people realized this isn't just a transfer. This might be goodbye. Most legends give big interviews when they retire. They hold press conferences, they say thank you to the fans, they cry, they wave, they leave. But Messi? No speech, no Instagram post, no final press talk. He didn't say, I'm retiring, but he also didn't say he wasn't. That silence gladness was louder than any goodbye. Messi started playing for Inter Miami in mid-2023. He helped them win their first trophy, Leagues Cup. But even then, he wasn't playing every game. He didn't care about goals or awards anymore. He looked relaxed, he laughed with his kids, he smiled at the crowd. He had nothing left to fight for. For Messi, this was no longer a career, it was just joy. And maybe, just maybe, a farewell tour. In 2024, something changed again. Messi started missing more matches. He stayed out due to muscle fatigue and rest. He started talking more about his future plans. Outside of football, he said things like, I don't think I'll play in the next World Cup. I'm focusing on enjoying every moment. He even spoke about coaching his sons one day. But never once did he say the word retire. Think of Messi like a painter. For 20 years, he painted the most beautiful art on the football pitch. Fans screamed, the world cheered, history was made. And then one day, he just stepped back from the canvas. He didn't sign it, he didn't explain. He just smiled and walked away. Because real artists don't need to say, I'm done. Their work speaks for them. Here's the truth. Messi didn't retire with words, because he already retired with his actions. He left Europe's top leagues, stopped chasing records, chose peace over pressure, started living for his family, not the fans. And most of all, he left football the same way he played it, with grace, silence, and magic. Messi still plays sometimes, but he's not in a rush, not chasing anything. He doesn't need to prove who he is, because the whole world already knows. He's not just a footballer, he's a legend, a symbol, a story. And this story may have already ended, But it ended the Messi way. Quiet, classy, and unforgettable. Do you think Messi has already retired without saying it? Or is there one more surprise left? Comment your thoughts below. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Because next time, we're diving into what Cristiano Ronaldo did when he realized Messi was gone. Don't miss it.